Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Data Plus TV Live. It's the holiday edition. If you caught a very millisecond glimpse of Mark Bradbourne disappearing, it does appear he's just disappeared from the connection. Hopefully, he'll be back. My name is Andy Cotgreave. I'm Tableau's data evangelist, and I'm joined by David Kelly, Tableau ambassador. Say hello, David.
Hello.
And he was never disappearing at all. Mark Bradbourne, solution engineer. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
We're all extremely excited to be here. As you can see, we're all correctly attired for the festive season. We've got leg lamps, we've got blazers, and I've got be nice to the data analyst. Always be nice to the data analyst. You never know what things they'll throw in your dashboards. What are we here for? Well, Data Plus TV, if you haven't heard of it, it is a program we've been doing with the amazing IMDb for a couple of years now. You can go and download a full IMDb TV show data set in Tableau and then build your own views from it. It's an amazing data set. David Kelly's done a lot of work on that, and we'll talk to him about that in a minute. But even if you've never built Tableau before, you can you can download our starter workbook and follow step-by-step instructions to build your own Tableau dashboard. So that's amazing stuff. So go check it out. It's we've got thousands and thousands of people have already been building these visualizations, and we want to see you get involved. David, just tell us some stats about the Data Plus TV dataset.
Well, this is no small data set. TV is an immensely huge forum where you're going to find a lot of stuff, not just TV series, but TV movies as well. So here you're in this data set, you're going to find over 41,000 titles. Over 6,000 of those are coming from holiday movies. So there's a lot to play around with. And we're not even getting into the fact that we're representing over 157,000 people in over 367,000 roles that they portray.
That is no small data set. So, David, thank you so much for all the work you've put into preparing the data set for us. But Mark is here because we're throwing Mark into the hot seat. David and I are just going to throw questions at Mark, and he is going to explore and answer those questions in Tableau Live. You know, if you're not familiar with Tableau, then now is your chance to see analytics at the speed of thought. So you're ready to share your screen, Mark?
As ready as I ever will be.
Well, let's hope that's ready enough. Yeah. Lovely. Are you going to build some pie charts today?
Not unless you tell me to.
Probably not.
I feel like
great seeing some comments on the stream. So please leave your comments. Ask us questions as well, because we can throw them at Mark and see if he can answer them. So, Mark, it's Christmas, or it's coming up to Christmas, and one of the things we see at the festive season is a glut of movies from Hallmark. I confess to having never seen one, but I do know they've released 32 different ones just in this festive season alone. So, first question is, can we explore these Hallmark movies? Are they masterpieces of cinema or some other category which I won't put words to?
Okay. Yeah, let's go. All right. So luckily we have built a Hallmark flag to help with this, because there's been some challenges, or not challenges, but if you look at this, these are all the different distribution companies that have kind of merged to be Hallmark. So we had to gather all of these together beforehand because it was quite immense. So let's go ahead and start digging into some of these Hallmark titles. Let me drag that one up first. All right, so let's get the Hallmark flag going. Okay. All right, let's get into the titles. Oh, yes. So
hey, Mark, can you make your font significantly bigger?
Oh, yes.
My 52-year-old man eyes cannot read tiny text anymore.
How is that?
It's a bit better.
Okay. All right. So we've got a bunch of titles. Let's go ahead and look at the votes. and we'll also look at the ratings just to kind of give us a starting point. All right. Is there anything that rises above the rest?
Yeah, well, it looks like it. And just as people are watching this, keep exploring, Mark. As people are watching this, notice that this is Tableau's power. You're just dragging and dropping data. So the green pills are measures or continuous measures. The blue ones are discrete measures, and Tableau will interpret those differently. And you have a canvas on which you're exploring pretty much anything, exploring in any way you want. So, which is the best Hallmark movie? Which one? If I'm going to watch one, Mark, which should it be?
Well, if you're going by the rating, I suppose the Christmas Wishing Tree appears to have the highest rating, but not a lot of votes. If we want to see one,
Mark, can you make that tooltip bigger as well?
Oh man, you are a bottomless pit of wants and needs today.
I am indeed. I'm just, I remember when I was young, being told to make things readable for all the people. A Princess for Christmas, right? So why is that one worth watching?
Well, I'm kind of like, when you go to Amazon and you look at the reviews, if it's only got 3 reviews, but it's highly rated, you think it's suspect. So I'm looking at the ones who have the most votes and a high-ish rating. This might actually not be the best way to compare that if we're looking for an outlier. So
could it be a scatter plot?
That's exactly where I'm going.
Look at that. All right. So what Mark's doing there is he's just moving pills from one shelf to another shelf. And, as you become familiar, it's really easy to learn this. You can learn how these shelves work in about 20 minutes. And then Tableau will just draw the chart that reflects what is on the shelf. So explain this scatter plot to me.
Okay, so now we've got our y-axis with the title rating, and then the number of votes on the x-axis. So we can see that Princess for Christmas, a lot of votes, but it's kind of middle of the pack. Biltmore Christmas, a little higher rating, still, got a lot of votes. This might be one of those things where we use, let's see if a cluster analysis actually tells us anything.
Whoa. What?
A cluster analysis.
Okay, you've just done something amazing. Tell me what you just did there.
So in our analytics pane here, I'm able to grab a couple of different things kind of right off the bat. And one of those is a built-in cluster analysis.
It's amazing.
So I was just able to draw it in. So now I can see that probably this blue section is where we would want to focus as far as, number of votes and rating, maybe. These are definitely the ones that have got the most conversation.
Yeah.
It's...
So, David, have you seen what? So number one is a Princess for Christmas, a 2011 90-minute movie starring Katie McGrath, Roger Moore, and Sam Heughan, which I did not know before this live stream. I've just Googled it.
And I don't know either. I could ask my wife or my children, but not me.
So,
keep going, Mark.
I think I have probably the most experience with Hallmark movies because I actually end up sitting through them as my family watches them. So the one thing that's always comical to me is A, the plot lines are always the same, but B, the actors get recycled. So I'm actually curious to see who shows up the most in these Hallmark movies. So
all right,
I'm going to duplicate this tab. And I'm going to, let's just remove a couple of these things.
So while you're doing that, Mark, we'll just let Mark do that. And first, David, we should question while my family watches them, says Mark. Yeah, come on. Why do you make your watch family? We know Mark Bradbourne. David, tell me a little bit about how you built this data set.
Yeah, so luckily, the way that I've worked with the IMDb data set over time is I've built kind of compostable data flows. I just add parameters into the prep flows that allow me to kind of filter down to a specific subset. With this one in particular, what I wanted to do was target holidays. And there's a lot of different holidays around this time of year. You've got everything from Advent to Christmas to New Year's, Thanksgiving, Diwali, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Like there's a lot going on this time of year. Yeah. So what I did was I searched for keywords like Christmas, Xmas, Advent, whatever, in key areas. So the title, the plot synopsis and the tagline if one exists. And it's kind of a a scatter shot at trying to identify holidays, but it's some of the best that you can do. Now on the plus side, this adds a few things that you might not think about. So for example, Friends is a big show. It's got holiday specials all over the place. The way that I've built it out is you actually get all of the episodes for Friends, plus the ones that are specifically identified as holidays, so that you can identify how do the holiday specials rate against the other episodes in the series.
Ooh, I think we should answer that question in a moment. That's a good question. Okay, Mark, what have we got? And who is Adam
Hurtig? I'm not sure who he is, but I am pretty sure that I would bet a donut that Lacey Chabert is Chabert is the person that I always believe looks like Meghan Markle.
All right, let's answer that question. Can you create a URL? Can you go from Tableau to an IMDb page without using Google? Right. So what I've done there is, I mean, that sounds like if you're not familiar with Tableau, that might be a strange question. But one of the great things Tableau has is what's called a URL action. So if you have URLs inside your data set, which we do, then you can just create an interactive view in your visualization that takes you to the relevant web page. Now, this is great as part of the exploration phase, which we're in now, but it's really useful if in a published dashboard as well, because not all the information is going to be in a dashboard. Sometimes you need to send your users to a different page, which can be an internal page as well.
All right.
You'll probably recognize Lacey Chabert from her role in Mean Girls, by the way.
Ah, yes. So there she is. So that page just opens because of what Mark's action there. So how many Hallmark movies has she been in?
So she's been in 12.
12.
And
are any of them any good?
That's such a subjective question.
Well, so maybe put title on details shelf.
Okay.
So we get a bunch of circles for each one. Or do a circle of it, and then size and color the circle. If you turn them to circles, then or maybe in squares, just color them by rating.
Okay, let me take off the holiday, because I was actually showing that there was a couple of Thanksgiving and New Year's movies stuffed in here. But okay, so we're looking for the title. Where is it? Number of votes on the size. Oop. And
it's one of your Jenga charts again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a Jenga chart, and let's put the rating on color. That doesn't give. Let me swap that.
Just getting a comment that your screen resolution isn't great, Mark. Did you turn off your VPN?
I did.
You did. You might need to make the fonts bigger then to adjust for that, and so fonts right across the workbook.
I thought I did that.
Yeah, bigger. It's kind of blurry. We've got global formatting in Tableau, so you can set your font size anywhere. Bigger, Mark. Bigger.
Bigger than that?
Yeah, bigger.
Oh my goodness.
Well, don't forget, we're looking at this in tiny little screens on laptops. There you go. Right, true. There you go. Right, awesome. Now, obviously, you're going to have to resize everything. But that's global formatting. Coming soon, we'll have themes you can apply to your workbooks as well. Okay. All right. How good were Lucy Chabert's movies? What's our conclusion?
Honestly, I don't like this either way. Let's do this.
What if you make them circles?
If I make them circles, the problem will be that I'd have to do an index. Or I could do we could do it by year. But then we lose. Well, let's just
what if you just put rating on the column shelf? So you just drew so that they each on the column shelf.
Oh.
and then get rid of those two.
Get what?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
So I'm just down at Lacey's set here. And let's do this because I feel like there's some stacked on top of each other here. So I'm going to use the random function. There we go.
So, I mean, what do you think, David? By IMDb, so it looks like Lisa's movies sit solidly between 6 and 7. By IMDb standards, is that a good film?
That is a watchable film.
What a fantastic choice of words there. A completely well, watchable is a good start, right? 6.4. So, what happens if we put all the other actors back in, and then we'll move on to the next question?
Oop. Okay.
Also, right.
So, if you look across the entire data set, her movies do average better than the entire population.
Yeah, brilliant. And how did you do that reference line, Mark?
Oh, again, I love this analytics pane. So I can just drag in the average line. I can actually drag in a second one and look at it by cell to compare the average to the other one. So we can see who's above the set average and who's below it.
Right. So who's that one? Kimberly. Right, there you go. That's it. I've got to go and watch a movie with Kimberly in it.
Oh, yeah, hers are really high. Who is she?
Right. Kimberly Sustad. She is the one. All right. We've found out which the best Hallmark actor is. Let's just take a moment. I want to plug something quickly. So, producers, if you could share my screen. If you're into this data set, but into thinking about, well, what about charts you might actually see on TV? Well, next week, I'm really excited because with Chart Chat, that's the video show I do with Steve, Jeff, and Amanda, we've got a very special guest, Donna Strock from IMDb, and we're going to be going through the top 10 charts we've seen in fictional TV shows. So we've got charts from Squid Game, The Expanse, Handmaid's Tale, and many, many, many more. So join us for what should be a fun countdown of charts on TV. And we'll be discussing, are they good charts, bad charts, or do they tell a story well or not? So that'll be live next week. All right, Mark, I want to follow through.
One more.
Yeah.
Because I always kind of bag on Hallmark movies because they're so cliched. So I wanted to see what roles show up in movies, in the Hallmark movies.
As in the character, as in what is the actor playing?
Yeah. So
Right.
Santa shows up 35 times.
What? And look at those names. They are
Sarah
all
very waitress shows up, mother shows up, shopper,
Mary. I'm going to say that there's not a lot of diversity in those names.
There isn't. You know what? Here's an interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of people that play Santa in holiday movies, right?
Yeah.
Who's the best Santa?
Oh, all right. Across Hallmark or across the entire TV universe?
I think the entire TV universe. So there's been 435 Santas.
All right. So if you're watching, everybody watching, if you think you've seen a good Santa portrayal by a particular actor, who is the best Santa? And let's see if that matches Mark's conclusion. David, what were you were going to say something?
Let's keep in mind that a lot of IMDb data is either user loaded or maybe has some nuances to it. So Mark is filtered to just Santa, but there's actually Santa Claus and all the other variations around that you might have to be a little bit more cognizant of looking for.
That is absolutely accurate.
David's like our little data alert bomb here. He's like, are you going to try and accommodate some of that by doing different Santas?
I mean, there is a lot of different Santas. So Second Santa, Experienced Santa Claus, Angry Santa, Baby Santa. I mean, Bad Santa. We could pull them all in.
All right. Well, maybe for now, maybe we'll just
We'll just focus on this.
Focus on this and put a little data caption underneath going incomplete data.
Okay.
Pete Simon says it's Bill Murray, obviously. I mean, Bill Murray's the best at everything, every character. So I'm with you, Pete.
Well, let's look at the data, right? So we can look at we'll add title to the detail so we can see so Donovan Scott has been in a few different Bro Ho Ho. I'm afraid to know what that is. Ed Asner, Elf, of course. So let's see who has the highest average rating.
So Bantu says, Mark, you are the best Santa. So that's good. And Hello Ziffer is like Tim Allen. Yeah, I'm pretty good with Tim Allen.
All right, so this is our average Santa rating. So we're doing I did the average of all of the titles that they're in. So if we sort this now by the average title, Matt Walsh has only been Santa once, but it's a very high rating. So what if we actually exclude? Let's say they've got to be a Santa at least 3 times, or maybe just twice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So Jim O'Hare.
I don't know these people.
Yeah, I'd say Ed Asner's the only one I recognize. My guess would be there are a lot of voice actors.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of animation stuff.
So,
all right.
Anyway, sorry, I was going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, the rabbit holes are why Tableau is amazing. What do you want to do? The best Christmas movie or Christmas specials?
Oh, that'll start a fight. Let's go.
Which one? the Christmas movie.
Best Christmas movie.
Let's start a fight. No, we're here to be peaceful. It's the season of peace and love, right?
All right. So I'm going to include Hanukkah, Advent, Kwanzaa.
And David, just to clarify, the this data set contains movies as well as TV, right? We've actually gone wide.
It does. It contains movies, TV movies, and television episodes.
All right.
So there's a filter for that. So let's just do TV movies and movies. And let's look at the rating. And
I mean, I know what I think the best TV or best Christmas movie is, David. I'm just hoping the data reveals it. Anybody else got any comments on the best Christmas movie ever? Oh, yeah. David has Jumper. Oh, yes.
So apparently Die Hard has the most votes as far as a Christmas movie is concerned, followed by Home Alone, Life of Brian. But
Life of Brian, amazing. What?
Yeah.
Go back to that number of votes.
I mean, it is about Jesus in some ways, right?
Right.
The guy born next to Jesus.
Jesus' neighbor.
Wow, Jackie Brown, that famous Tarantino Christmas movie. How was that in the data set, David?
Like I said, probably because it contained some keyword like Christmas or Xmas within the actual title, or I guess in this case, plot synopsis or tagline.
Yeah. Jennifer's good. So there's a lot of we've got a lot of Elf and Die Hard fans, and some no Die Hard is not a Christmas movie people in the comments. Jennifer's coming with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Is that in the list?
I think it was. Let me go back to it's right there.
So not many, but so pretty high rating,
but not a lot of votes.
What's the rating? But not many votes. David, you've got an opinion on how votes get big and not so big in this data set, right?
Yeah, so keep in mind, IMDb has only existed for the past couple of decades, but movies have existed a lot longer. So some of those older movies, while people may watch them, they're probably not going out to vote on those anymore. Yeah. So you're going to get more votes and higher ratings probably on the fresher content.
And could it be that Die Hard is so popular because it's such a controversial argument we can have every single year? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Every year, so more votes with just like a rolling stone. So in fact, Show me how, if Die Hard's an outlier, how could we exclude it just with a single click, right?
Yeah, it's a simple
Yeah.
right click exclude.
Yeah. So again,
then-
sorry, keep going.
No, and then we've got Home Alone as the top vote getter.
I'll just say the data does not lie. Die Hard is obviously a Christmas movie.
I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you. I get a sense that I'm not sure everybody truly believes us. Is Christmas a Die Hard movie? Well, yeah, it's a good question.
If it wasn't for Christmas, the movie never would have happened. It was a Christmas party.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Christmas specials, because this data set allows us to see something about Christmas specials. So maybe we can see a timeline of ratings of some of these series, and see if we can see this Christmas spikes. While we're doing that, what have we got? Hey, David, did you enter IMDb this year?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Wow. I've got something well, I'm not announcing anything. I'm not announcing anything. That could have been scary. Well, I'm announcing something, but it's not the results of the feeder. So, IMDb, as many of you probably know, is our big sort of year-long competition to get everybody visualizing data. And we had our feeder competition that closed relatively recently, and we were busy judging because on January the 14th, 2025, I will be announcing the 10 finalists from the hundreds of entries we received, and the 3 finalists who will go on to win the scariest prize for a data introvert possible. Live on stage, they'll be competing for the big IMVIS prize at Tableau conference in San Diego. So hopefully you'll be tuning into that, David, on January the 14th. Cool. Right, Mark, how are you getting on?
I'm doing well. I was just curious. I feel like there was a whole host of... Yeah, that's the one that I want.
Okay, we've got a Christmas special.
Wait.
So anybody who's joined recently, we're looking at the Data Plus TV, well, a special version of the Data Plus TV data set. It's actually the Data Plus TV, or it's the Data Holiday data. I don't know what to call it because it's got movies in it as well. It's basically IMDb holiday data. So whether that's any festive season movie and TV show, and you can go to just Google Data Plus TV and you'll find the Getting Started kit there. All right.
So these are anything that has Christmas special in the title.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really reels here.
Yeah.
Like the He-Man She-Ra Christmas special.
I want to know what year was that?
Let's just do this. Oh, that's interesting. That was in 1985 and 2009. They felt like they needed to bring that back.
I remember the 1985 one.
Oh, look at, what is this? Oh, wait, that's just...
you took a unique identifier off. So what Mark is actually showing is that there's a lot of duplication of titles. So title by itself is not something that you necessarily want to if you're looking for specifics. I'd recommend putting a unique identifier like the title ID.
Okay, so I've got these are all just called 137 of them.
But are they tied to a different series? To a is that the episode title or the actual series?
That would be an episode title or a movie
so we need,
ID.
we need the data set contains series title and episode title.
Okay, so here we go.
All right, so there you go. Who wants to be a millionaire?
Oh my! Oh, I'm sorry. There's 600. So A League of Their Own has 7 Christmas.
Right, amazing.
Yeah, you think
so
they'd
you can
come
see
up
these long-running seasons.
with a slightly better type, but
They're all, you know what's interesting? All of these Christmas specials, they're all British shows.
yeah.
Or they seem almost all to be British shows. It seems you Americans don't do Christmas specials
Yeah.
so much.
We're just better at
right.
naming them.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Can
that's
we,
subjective, right? We do what it is. Mark, I want to see a timeline. We've seen enough bar charts now, so I want to see. Can you build a timeline of Friends episodes, and let's see if you can find the Christmas titles in. And we haven't rehearsed. I mean, we haven't really rehearsed any of this, but so this is really putting Mark on the hot seat now, because I want to. Because David came up with this question: was the Friends Christmas special as good as the rest?
Okay. To release.
Have you answered this question, David?
No.
So now, as Mark's dragging out things here, he's trying to build, putting a continuous time pill on the x-axis. With Tableau, you can aggregate data, any level of time. It's one of the most powerful things about Tableau that you can drill in and out.
Well, and look at that. I bet I didn't actually include all of the episodes based off of this chart.
Right. So I missed that. Did you filter down to Friends? So we're seeing all the episodes. So if you put episode title on detail, or on we'll get those. So now we're getting back into data quality issues. This is why you do data exploration as well, to find the holes, right?
Yeah.
So which one is the Christmas movie? Which one's the Christmas special?
Yeah. So there's a couple of. So these are the Christmas ones. The one with Christmas in Tulsa, the one with Ross's Step Forward. So there's 5. There's 3 New Year's episodes, and it looks like there's a Thanksgiving almost every season.
So, right. So Mark's doing something really powerful as part of the visual analytics thing here, because we haven't thought about this question. But he's using the interactive feature of color highlighting. So if you highlight Christmas again on the color legend, Mark, brilliant, right? This is just part of the exploration process, right? It's interactivity which you can put into published dashboards, and that's great. But this kind of exploration is also vital as you're trying to find insights. So, what do you think, David? What's the conclusion to the question? Based on the data we have.
What was the question again?
Hey, Andy.
Are the Christmas episodes any good?
They are not the best out of the Friends holiday specials.
Friends has got what's the average rating for Friends?
You've got to remember the turkey head episode for Thanksgiving. Not the holiday armadillo.
So Friends overall is 8.9. So I would say, the Christmas specials are not good. But Thanksgiving does appear to be better, right? Oh yeah, nice. There you go.
Hey Andy, did you know you can actually with this highlighting, if you wanted to focus on just this with a right click, you could actually assign the highlight colors to the palette, and it'll just keep it that way.
Yeah. Did you know that, David?
No.
That's fine. I'm still learning things about Tableau after 17 years, but that is a really nice little feature. Just show us what we did again.
Yeah. So I go highlight the one that I'm interested in, and then I just right click, and then there's this option to assign highlight colors to palette. So the thing that I have highlighted will remain dark, and it will lighten the other options.
Amazing. Brilliant. All right. You know what? I think that is probably a time to begin wrapping up. We have discovered that Friends Christmas episodes are the weak ones in the canon. Controversial, but we didn't know. So, David, what have we learned? Friends?
I'd say, personal preferences aside, I say Friends is a pretty solid choice.
Yeah. Would you choose Friends or a Hallmark movie if you were to go and watch Netflix right now?
Friends.
Yeah, probably Friends.
And is that a data-driven decision? Actually, it probably is, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
No. And we have definitively discovered what the best holiday movie is. So it's Die Hard. All right. So to wrap up, look, thank you everybody for your comments. Mark, thanks for being the analyst in the hot seat. David, we can't say enough thanks for all the work and help you've given us in preparing this data set. Go follow David Kelly. He's got an amazing Tableau public workbook showing what he does. And then I could just show you quickly the Data Plus TV starter kit, because if you want to use this data yourself, so if you go Google Data Plus TV and you'll download a PDF, which looks like this. It's got step-by-step instructions, but we have added three special links to the different data sets we've used in these live streams. So you've got your sci-fi, horror, and the holiday data set we've just done here. So if you want to explore your own journey of holiday data, then that's where you want to do that. So with that, we hope that wherever you are, let's find Data Plus TV. There it is. With that, wherever you are, we hope you have a fantastic festive season. Mark and David, thanks so much. And keep the comments coming. And if you want us to do it again with a different data set, let us know. Bye-bye.
Coming up next on the Tableau Network.
Wish we had a DataFam TV series? Oh, well, too bad we don't, but we do have the Data Plus TV Challenge. Just download my easy-to-follow starter guide and make a viz using TV data from IMDb. And you'll get this exclusive DataFam Discovery Kit. So tune in for the Data Plus TV Challenge.